Well, well, well. We got the 23rd anniversary, y'all. New Testament is the 23rd anniversary of our very own Bishop Jerome L. Williams and Executive Pastor Shawan Yvette Williams.
My goodness.
I threw her whole middle name and gave him the initial. His is Lee, for anybody out there searching.
Stand for Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee. Anywho, y'all, we here just to have a little sit down and talk with our leaders, the ones that love us, the ones that pray for us, and just have a nice, calm, relaxed conversation. We out here catching some rays. The rays getting blocked by this, but we out here, man, to have a good time, to talk, and just to pick the brains of our leaders real quick. How y'all doing this evening out here? So how y'all doing?
Wonderful.
Good, man. That's good. I'm excited about whatever this is getting ready to be.
Well, I'm happy that you got time for this, man, because you're constantly on the road. Both of y'all constantly on the road. You just got back off the road. Literally 2 hours ago.
Yep. So you know how I'm feeling right now.
I understand. So listen, I'm not gonna hold you too long. We're gonna do this thing and keep it moving. All right. So listen, we all know that you a great leader.
I'm glad y'all think so.
We know that. Don't we know that? Right.
Really?
We know that we are being led by two of Portsmouth, Suffolk, Hampton Roads, Newport News, Norfolk, all 757, one of the best leaders in 757, period.
And you kind.
Oh, I mean, hey, listen.
So
For one, you get a plus come to your son.
Okay.
All right. But I gotta throw your accolades. But what I wanted to do was just ask you a couple of questions and just see where you at. First of all, where are you at mentally? It's been 23 years, man. And I know it can be rocky here, and it can be paradise on the other end of the spectrum.
Well,
where's your mental?
It's Bishop Charles H. Bourne's unbeknown to me. He molded me and shaped me for this moment. Didn't even realize it. Mentally, I'm healthy and strong. Does pastoring take a toll on you? Absolutely. I'm no longer 20. I'm no longer 30. I'm in my 50s. So I can see sometimes the toll of pastoring people. Takes a toll on you, but God called me for this season, so I don't complain about it at all. I'm grateful for you guys out there, the ones that allow me to pastor you, because the reality that if you don't have people following you, there's an old saying, you just taking a walk. And so I'm grateful. I have a full church that's following me, that support us and keep our minds stay fast on Christ. And I said that because sometimes, they make me have to pray. I mean, I literally have to pray. But mentally, physically, I'm strong. I love what I do. Is it tiresome? Is it worrisome? Do it beat you down? Absolutely. Because sometimes individuals need you personally. So once that individual is finished with you, there's another individual that needs you. Then after you finish with them, then there's another individual. So the reality, I'm never stopping dealing with individuals. They just have to stop dealing with me because they done got their problem solved. So now they good. And so I gotta handle the next one. So it's a non-stop. When God called me to pastor New Testament full time, He literally saved my life. Because to try to pastor a church full time and work a 9-to-5 job, something was gonna go lacking, and that would have been the souls at the mint. Is that too much?
No, that's perfect. I mean, you said some things. I'm gonna piggyback, but because we are coming off of our mental Awareness Month, I do want to ask you as well, because you've been walking with Bishop since day one.
Yeah.
Since day one, 23 years, even before pastoring. We say it's 23 years of pastoring, but Bishop was ministering before being a pastor. So there's years before that. So how are you mentally at this moment? And
I thank God for being a first lady or spiritual mom, or however I am to those. But it's been a journey. It's been fun. It's been tiresome at some point, and then balancing being a mother and now a grandmother. You balance. You love the sheep. I love the sheep. That's what's taught to us, to love up on the sheep from the late Bishop Charles H. Bourne. He told us, you love up on the sheep, even when they bite you, even when they love you, you still love them, because at the end of the day, we're their spiritual parents, just like we're raising you as parents. You balance, you encourage, you uplift, and most importantly, I thank God for my family, because your family help balance everything. It brings things when you come through these doors. This home it's closed. It's nothing but personal. It's you, your dad, and now my daughter-in-law, and my grandkids, my mother, my brother. So it's still touching. So it balances everything. And even when you're hurting as spiritual parents, you heal. We have to turn around and just give it to God. And then I have the greatest bishop on this side of heaven, and as well as I was going to call him my husband,
Bishop, pastor.
Yeah, I was going to, because he wears a lot of hats. At home, he is my husband. Yeah. To the people, he is the bishop, and I respect his calling and his walk. But when he's home, he is Jerome. So
that's what my mama named me.
And that keeps yeah, that's what his mama named me.
That's what my mama named me.
But it keeps it grounded.
He roamed around at the house. Which one is
it? They roam, Bishop Jerome, roam, and it balanced us. Shawan, I'm Shawan. That's who, you remember Bishop Bourne told us, and I asked you, is your birth name? Yeah. And then they asked you the position that you're in. Okay, well, I'm an elder. But I'm always gonna be Shawan.
I still tell people that now. Yeah. Like early today.
Yeah.
When we got ready to start filming, the guy that came by, he's like, man, I know I gotta come to your church, because I didn't even know you was a pastor. Because I think eventually, if you be around me enough, you gonna figure out it's something different about me.
Yeah.
And then he saw this, he's like, oh man, I appreciate you. So, at the end of the day, I'm always preaching this, man. You can tote the Bible all you want to, man. But if folks can't pick up that something different about you, you just toting the Bible so folks can think you saved.
And I think that's to piggyback off of that. I think that's what's so different. Every leader that's at your statue doesn't do that.
Yeah.
I think it does. It hit different. Yeah. It's a difference when you're not always throwing in people's face, hey, I'm Bishop. You know what I'm saying? No, you can come under me, and if you don't know my title, hey, I'm Jerome, or I'm Gerard.
Yeah.
I think it makes you more humanized.
Yeah.
And that also allows you to be more accepted when it's time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen it, like you said, I feel it.
Yeah.
You know. So I think that's really good.
I think being humble is the key, Gerard. Bishop Bourne used to tell us that humbleness. When people see humbleness, they'll be more comfortable and can communicate with you a little bit better. I mean, it's a title that we walk in. That's the God-given title. But who we are is our name, Jerome and Shawan. Now, when people come around, are you that high up off the hog that you can't, greet people with the love? I should say hog, shouldn't I?
That's what you felt.
you felt
And that's why I feel hard. If you not,
Well, no, I understand what you're
you
saying.
be
So
so
high on the
high
pedestal
that you're on the
that-
pedestal. That's what I'm saying. That people can't reach you. You got to be humble, Bishop. That was the walk.
But we were trained different.
Yeah,
man.
we was trained
It's a different time and era.
yeah.
We was trained different. I did my initial sermon, and intentionally
Yeah.
for 2 to 3 or maybe 4 weeks, Bishop Barnes put me on bathroom duty.
Yep.
It was my job to come to church every day and just clean the bathroom.
Yep.
Like, Bishop, something wrong with this picture. I'm a minister now, and you got me here dumping trash cans out of the bathroom.
Yep.
Yeah, because if you're going to get to this level, you
Yeah.
got to learn how to be a servant. If you know, that's what I love about my spiritual father now, Bishop Neil Ellis.
Ellis, yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, I can talk to this brother just like we sitting down talking there. I mean, I don't have to fake nothing. I don't have to put up a facade and act like everything's great. He can feel me when I'm down. He'll pick the phone up and just call me. He said, "You fell in my spirit." And it's just like that. I know he ain't lying.
Yeah.
Because I was in a low place.
Yeah.
Yeah. I that's what I want for all our believers to stop trying to fake the folk. Stop trying to be what folks anticipate you being.
Yeah.
If you can't be you
Yeah.
with God in you, we in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm older now,
Yeah.
so I'm beyond trying to impress people. If you don't like me for me, if you can't accept me for me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the gospel. I'm gonna preach the word. But I'm Jerome Will.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
To piggyback off that, it's even, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's hard to even walk this Christian lifestyle if you're not yourself.
Absolutely.
If you're fake.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? That's a lifestyle. You know, to constantly live in a fake world.
Yeah.
You gotta be real.
Yeah.
Our wash machine broke down, and the guy supposed to came by, fix it. He couldn't get by. He came by a week later. But in the meantime, I picked up all of the towels.
Towels. Yeah.
I mean, we had like 3 bags of towels. Put them in the car. I carried them to the laundromat myself.
Yeah.
Man, I got a laundromat, man. I mean, people was blown away. Hey, first of all, I didn't know folks recognized me.
Yeah.
Folks started recognizing me. I'm like, man, I even drove your old car so don't nobody recognize me. And then I look really dressed down. I said, ain't nobody gonna pick up on who I am. Yes, sir. I mean, 5 seconds. And when she wanted to partner, what's so funny? This lady's one of the, I don't call her name, but she one of the partners of our church.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there looking through my phone. The lady came and helped me, get the washing machine running because I didn't know how to work the washing machine because you ain't got to put coins in no more. You go to the wall, put a card, you swipe your card, push the machine, and everything work. I'm like, man, technology is something. So the lady helped me do that, and then turn around, another lady came and she said, "Hey, Bishop," and I was like, "Oh my God!" I can't even go to the And so so just so happened she just happened to be one of the partners of the church.
Right.
And I always say, man, if you aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing at all times, it's soon gonna find out. People gonna find out sooner or later. And I was that happens to me a lot.
Right.
I go places and I can see someone standing off.
Yeah.
They're watching me. And then as I make my exit move, they'll go, "Hey, Bishop, how you doing?" It's obvious I didn't do what they was watching to see. Well, now that's just something I gotta live with.
Yeah.
Because the higher you go, folks will know you more than you know them, and they point guns at you and try to shoot you down from your pedestal. But that's why I tell y'all all the time, man, y'all can't ever come here arguing and fussing at in my house. Because Doc, this is my castle.
Yeah.
This is the only place I can leave from church. I can leave from conference. I can leave from being in meetings, and come home and I can say, once I walk through this door, Doc, I control this.
Yeah.
It's peace.
Peace.
And if anything comes in here that ain't got peace, I control this.
Yeah.
You leave.
Like Martin say, get the step.
Get the step. You leave. You get out. You get out.
Yeah.
Because I got to keep my mental health, my mental mind.
Yeah.
I have them birds and deers back there. I have a I have a therapist that I go to. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm not crazy. I'm not tripping. I'm not all going off the deep end. It just, I gotta, like she said, you gotta always keep a clean mental mind.
Right.
If you don't, all you gonna do is bleed on the people that you're trying to
Yeah.
minister to.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and that's what's important, because if you're not, if
I ain't
you're
helping
not
mentally,
fixed,
yep.
how can you fix?
somebody else.
Absolutely,
That's true.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I always preach to my young pastors, said, man, listen, you can't care what happened this week. If somebody made you mad in church, they mishandled you, and then you get in the pulpit and you start preaching about them and that's because that pulpit is too big for you to point out one individual to make a statement.
Yeah.
I've never done that. I ain't gonna plan on doing it. I don't care what goes on.
Yeah.
And this stuff goes on every week.
That's
It's
right.
something every week. Somebody love what I said, or something every week. Somebody can't stand what I said. But when I mount that pulpit the next week, the church would never know about it
Yeah.
because lives are at stake.
Yeah.
Souls are at stake. So if that's the case, man, I mean, they're not worth of me just throwing them under the bus because
Right.
I got the mic. No, I'll deal with you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, and most of the time I don't even deal with it.
Yeah.
God deals with
Yeah.
it.
And see, and I think that's wisdom.
Yeah.
That's your weather, as you can tell by your beard.
Yeah.
Once it was all black,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
black. Now
Yeah.
it's salt and pepper.
That's you. That's because you and your mama. You and your mama got this like this.
That's a segue to a question I want to ask you. Again, you've been doing this for 23 years pastorally, but there are more. If you could go back to your year one self, when you first started, what, like we're talking right now, what would you say to Pastor Jerome Williams of year one?
Wow, man, that's
35?
that's a great question. If I could go back and talk to him,
Yeah.
talk to that Jerome.
Say you had three points that you wanted to bestow upon him. What would those points be?
Oh man, because I don't want to offend people. I think one of the first thing I would say to that young Jerome that just started pastoring would be just preach and do what God's called you to do, and stop trying to put fires out
Yeah.
and change people's minds of who you are.
Yeah.
Cause when I first started pastoring, that was my downfall. I spent a lot of time. I didn't say that. That's what I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're talking about. I spent
Yeah.
a whole lot of time putting out little fires at the church when I should have just spent all that time preaching, teaching, and studying, getting ready. But I spent more time trying to get folks to like little Jerome and the new pastor on the block. And now that I've gotten seasoned,
Yeah.
I'm still young, but seasoned, I know I can never change a person's opinion.
Yeah.
Because sometimes whatever person think about you, they don't even have to. I've had people never even never saw me, or not saw me, never been in my presence, and found ways not to like me,
Right.
and then get an opportunity to talk to me. They're like, man, I had you all wrong.
Yeah.
I went off what somebody else said.
Right.
And so I would say to that young Jerome, that you're not the fire department.
Right.
Stop trying to put out fires. You've been called to preach and minister, and just do that.
Yeah.
And then let the chips fall where they should.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes every pastor, whether people believe this or not, every pastor wants everybody to like them and love them.
Yeah.
And it hurts to a pastor when you lose a partner or a member,
Yeah.
and sometimes they leave on purpose to hurt you.
Yeah.
But you have to make sure you are grounded with God, so that when those hurting moments come, you can still preach and preach wounded,
Right.
but don't spill blood on the people. But if I had to tell that one Jerome something, Jerome, pay attention. Pay attention. And I'm gonna say this, I've said it before, because people will love you one minute and can't stand you the next.
Yeah.
They fall out over you, They worship the ground you walk on, and then they talk to Timbuktu. Next thing you know, they quiet on you. Like, what's going on
Yeah.
now? So now I've learned with everybody, and
Yeah.
I love me some New Testament,
Yeah.
but I got enough sense to know I got people in this church that I ain't calling them fickle, not calling them fickle, but they come and go.
Yeah.
They one day this way and the next day. So, but God has trained me
Right.
to learn how to deal with everybody individually. So I know how to deal with everybody individually. Okay, they in a 3 or 4 week Selah. I see them in about a month.
Yeah.
They
right.
they wide open.
Yeah.
When they sitting up front, oh my God, they been spending some time with the Lord.
Right.
Then when I get them sitting all the way in the back, oh, they done been out sinning. they done been out sinning. They don't even want to see me. They stay away from me. But that's what God called me to do, to pastor these people. And I don't know why people think you gonna get yourself together out there. It's your you can't get yourself outside and then come inside and say, I'm together. Because there ain't no pastor
Yeah.
that is all together.
No.
I don't want to take up your time, man, but I know you get me to talking, my fluid start rolling. But go ahead, Ellen.
But it's just like a mother raising a child. Each child is different. Each spiritual child is different. So you know when they're off. You know how to balance it. You know when to leave them alone. You know when they're coming back. You know when they falling back. You know when they need encouraging.
Right.
You know they need prayed for.
Absolutely.
Uplifting. So when we come into the sanctuary, you kind of balancing or checking the room spiritually. You know, sometimes I tell people, if I'm looking at you, it's not that I'm not liking you. I'm checking you spiritually, asking God where that person is, or how do you may need to administer to that person today. You know, something. But as a spiritual parent, you know, spiritual children not gonna like you all the time. Mm-mm. They're not gonna like your words, what you have to say.
No, just to go off your point.
Yeah.
We see it as a hospital. It's literally a spiritual hospital.
It is.
God is the number one doc, but he has appointed y'all as the physicians of the house.
Yeah.
So for every patient that comes in isn't a perfect patient. Exactly. We get mad at our doctors, you know, when they and then our doctors they take notes on us. They make sure, hey man, when you came in last week, blah 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 blah. Let's check and see. Yeah. And that's I feel like that's what you guys.
Yeah.
And what's so funny what you just said?
Yeah, that's good.
I love these people so much that I went to school and got an earned doctorate.
Yeah.
So I could come back and write them a prescription.
Yeah.
I can come back and write them a prescription. You go to your doctor, when he's finished examining you, he writes a prescription. If you take that prescription, that medicine, you will get better.
Yeah.
I went to seminary, almost had a nervous breakdown to get a degree to come back and write them a prescription. And the saddest thing that can happen to me is when I write that prescription for them and they don't follow the direction.
Yeah.
And then 2 months later, we're back with the same illness.
Same illness or even worse.
Even worse.
That's good.
On your end, because you've been walking with Bishop for the 23 plus. I'm always going to say plus.
Yeah.
Because there's
30 years. I've been doing this since 1992.
Yeah.
1992. And it's really, before I even got ordained, it was 1992.
Yeah.
89, when you was born, is when I really started walking in the ministry.
Yeah.
1989.
Yeah.
92, Bishop put me up to preach my first sermon.
See how time
Can't forget it. Me and Where Art Thou?
Yeah. That was the first sermon.
That was the first sermon. Me and Where Art Thou? Good God,
and that was during the time where you had to hit the tape.
Oh yeah,
it over.
That's why we ain't got no. That's why we ain't got nothing there. That's why we don't have no audio video. And we had nothing in that church. Yeah.
Technology come a long way.
Yeah, but no, for any of the first ladies that that could be watching this interview, I wanted you to expound on, again, you've been walking with Bishop during this whole entire journey.
Right.
23 pastoral, 30 overall since 1992. Yeah. What would you tell, not far as the bishop, but yourself? Yeah. Hey, younger Shawan Williams, this is what information and wisdom I have to bestow on you to help you through this journey you're about to walk. What would you say?
I would tell myself,
take your
every hurt is not detrimental, and every battle don't have to be fought. And I would tell her she did well in not being taught of how to be a pastor wife. And
I said learning on the fly.
learning on the fly. And me watching other first ladies, seasoned ones. And I don't have to take it to heart for what somebody said, be on the fence when I first started. Now it just roll off, because sometimes people say stuff out of hurt, or they try to see the hurt on your face. And I think I would say you came a long way, baby. You came a long way. And some things that I do now, I wouldn't have done, because I was young. Nobody got my hand. But I did pray, Gerard. And I remember, was it Saul? No, it was the king, the wise king, that had the two women.
With the baby?
With the baby. And I prayed when he first became pastor. That's the prayer I prayed. Lord, give me the wisdom to be able to choose and to be able to balance the house right as this king did. And give me the heart to not just love one and have favoritism. Lord, let me love the house as a whole. You follow me? Because a person can see favoritism. I don't have favoritism. I love everybody, and that's wisdom, to love everybody. Everybody got their seasons. Everybody walking a different walk, Everybody's faith is different, Everybody, like Bishop said, not gonna love you, and that's okay. But I'ma still love you, and I'ma still wave at you. Even though you don't wanna wave at me, I'm like, hey, because what? It balances it all. That's why I would tell the young girl, my young self, you did well, girl. Not knowing, the unknowing. There's a school for pastors. That's not even a book for first ladies or a school. So therefore, we have the prayer that I prayed, Lord, humble me, help me to love your people, help me to show no favoritism, but show love. And Lord, if this walk is like a mother's walk, then help me to be the spiritual mother that I can be, And
Well, the simple piece is to all of this,
Yeah.
for who we are and why we do what we do. We've been called into this.
yeah.
The other piece is, if you ain't been called into this,
Yeah.
you done day one.
Yeah.
After 2
That's true.
years of people mishandling you,
Yeah.
you done.
Yeah.
We got empty pulpits today.
Mm-hmm.
The pandemic, has cleared churches
Yeah.
with because pastors that said, I'm just not gonna take this because I don't have to. It's a difference when you've been called and when you've been chosen.
And I would tell the first ladies too, Gerard, don't try to fight every battle. Don't try to fix everything. Sometimes it's good to keep your mouth closed and let God fight that battle for you and let God work it out. Don't try to bring people together because now there's decision amongst the women in the church. No, you be that spiritual mother. Sometimes you got to step back and let God, because you don't know what He's doing.
Yep.
And know how to not trump your husband, but walk beside your husband, or be the encourager. It's hard, especially when there's a woman that has that dominancy. Right. It's hard, but you got to learn how to step back.
What you say, you dominant?
Sometimes I can be overpowering.
With who?
fucking with you, but you don't pay me no
You
mind.
better believe that.
You don't pay me no
Nah,
mind.
you,
Y'all, he don't pay me no mind.
Sure don't, cause you don't power me.
So
'Cause at
some
the end of the day,
I'm just talking about women. Yeah.
at the end of the day, see,
Right, right.
I go get her in a minute. You ain't
Yeah.
talking to me.
Yeah, gangster Robin.
E-Town
You ain't
finest.
talking to me.
That's
I'm
that-
serious.
E-Town
That's
finest.
That's that thug.
Yeah,
That's
you
street.
ain't talking to me. I look out for me, my own, but
Yeah.
I don't want people
But
talking
I'm
to
just
y'all.
talking about as women as a whole, Bishop. Sometimes
Oh,
you got
absolutely.
a lot of women, first
just playing.
pastor wives. I know you got a lot of pastor wives that are dominant, and you got to step back and just pray.
Yeah.
Prayer prayer is the key. Prayer.
In any of this work that we do, if you take it personal,
Yeah.
you've already defeated.
Yeah.
If you look at what you're dealing with and say, God, you called me to do this, then it makes it easier.
Yeah.
It makes it easy.
Yeah.
Bishop Barnes one time told me, he said, if you gotta cry and vomit,
Yeah.
you come see me.
Yeah.
Don't you cry to that church,
Yeah.
and don't you vomit on those people. I didn't understand it then, but as I got older, I
Yeah.
understand. You got babes in the church. You
Yeah.
know, they don't know nothing about sister so and so mistreated you. They don't know nothing about Diggin Smith tripped out on you or something like that. So don't hurt that individual
Yeah.
because you got an issue over here.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And then laugh.
Yeah, man.
Laugh.
That's what I like about New Testament, because we have some fun. I
Yeah.
mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to make sure. Sometimes I start having too much fun in the pulpit. I don't want people to think we're a worldly church.
Yeah.
But Jesus went to the party,
Yeah.
had fun, and they ran out of wine. That brother dipped his finger in there, Jay, pass it out. Pass it out.
And laughter is good for the heart. It's
Yeah.
like the medicine, man. Laughter is good. If you can't laugh, then, man,
Yeah,
Paul-
it's
Paul-
gonna be hard.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
Paul,
hard.
Paul said when I was in Rome, I did as the Romans to win
Yeah.
souls for Christ,
Exactly.
and I had to do my homework on that.
What did you do
Well,
for the
Paul, the Romans were drunk. So that's telling me Paul was hanging around at the Bentley. What they call it, the pub. Paul was hanging around the pub.
We can talk about Paul, because a lot of people go straight to
Yeah,
Peter.
yeah.
But y'all, Paul was a little.
Yo,
he
oh,
was
yeah.
a little notch
Yeah.
above.
Yeah.
He's
Paul-
crazy. He can knock your head off
Paul-
in an instant.
Yeah.
Paul, Peter, and David.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Me and the Lord still gotta have that conversation about David.
Listen. Let's move forward just a little bit. What I did want to ask, because I know one of your influences and one of the people that was a big staple in your life for this walk was Bishop Barnes.
Yeah.
I did hear you say Bishop Neil C. Ellis as well.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to ask you, what was your top 3 most influential people in your life on this journey?
What do you mean? I cannot leave out Bishop Kim Brown.
Yeah.
Because Bishop Kim Brown consecrated me as a bishop. I think what people fall short is when you have a disagreement or season shifts and change, we throw everybody else out the baby word. I wouldn't be a bishop today if he hadn't laid hands on me to become a bishop.
Yeah.
We have to know what season we in.
Yeah. That's good.
You catch the fish, God will clean it up. So and my season with Bishop Brown, I served him. He ministered to me. He consecrated me as a bishop. So he was very a very good influencer in my life, as well as my number one was Bishop Charles H. Barnes. Then it was Bishop Kim Brown, and then my present father right now in the ministry, Bishop Neil Ellis.
Yeah.
And all 3 are different.
Yeah.
Bishop Barnes going on to be with the Lord, and Bishop Ellis, he just knows me so well. Like I said earlier, it's nothing for him to pick up the phone. I ain't talking about during the day, at midnight.
Yeah.
You was on my spirit. You all right? What's going on? I mean, it's that kind of stuff that blows my mind. And it's not a coincidence. It's not every other time. It's every time he do that, I got something on the books I'm dealing with. some major decision I got to make, and it's like right on point, you know. So
Now, I'm gonna say, lady, I can't go any further either. You said Bishop Kim Brown, Elder Val, business-wise, she has given me wisdom, and and whatever I had to talk to her about, she has encouraged me stepping in business, and then balancing, just taking the snippets, and then not only that, Lady Ellis, man, gosh. She is so elegant, but yet so powerful. And when I was in a little crisis, she gave me a call and she said, "Lady, what's going on?" You know,
your heart problem.
no, breast. And I had the fetid, it felt
okay.
like cancer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And she said, "Let's not get beside yourself. Calm down. It could be fatty tissue." I mean, she tapped in, and every time you see her, she pull you to her, and we just laughed and talked. I mean, the elegancy of her. She's so elegant. Yeah, and bad. And business-wise. If y'all know Lady Ellis is business, very business-wise. And she honors her husband. She honors him. Yeah.
Time is coming and going.
Listen. This has been a very good interview. I got one more question.
Okay.
Yes.
I actually got a whole lot more I want to pick your brain about,
Right.
but maybe we'll do a part 2.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Okay,
Whatnot.
After I've had at least 8 to 9 hours sleep.
Yeah, because you're very tired.
Just
getting off the road.
I ain't had but 3 hours sleep.
Wow.
In the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
But I'm good. I'm good.
Listen, what I wanted to ask both of y'all as we bring it to the end, I wanted to ask you, what do you see, and it's a broad question, but for New Testament, where do you see New Testament as far as with you, the future going forward? You know, what's on your mind?
Well, I mean, I see New Testament getting bigger, better, and greater. I've carried this church, and God ain't finished me carrying it.
Yeah.
But when I had Pastor Fleming.
I'm glad you, because I wanted to touch on that too. So
I had Pastor Fleming. He came by the church, and he had no idea how much he blessed me, because we were in the Charles Bourne's chapel, the old sanctuary, and he was saying, I remember one Sunday that I was preaching. He said I was preaching. He was on vacation. He came to the church. He said there was people everywhere.
For those who may not know, Pastor Joe B. Flemings, senior,
yeah.
Staple. He's a staple. He's real big in the city of Portsmouth.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I just wanted to make that known. Yeah, he's a big deal.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And then and he's up in age now, so we had a meeting at church. So he came to the church, and he was just blown away to see where the church come from to where it is. He was almost in tears when we carried him through the overflow and then carried him into the main sanctuary. He could not believe the main sanctuary. And this is what he said to me. He said God had never allowed him to build a house for him.
Wow.
What he was saying, Jerome, God allowed you to build him a church.
Right.
He said, God never allowed me to build him a church. He said, God entrusted you that. It blew me away.
Right.
Because he remembers before New Testament became New Testament.
Yeah.
He remembered when the groundbreaking took place. He remembered when Bishop Charles Bourne was there and everything. And Bishop Charles Bourne did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
But God brought me on and carried the church to a whole nother level. And that's what's going to happen when the next pastor come in. It's going to shift that. And it's going to go to a whole nother level. And I'm just excited to see where New Testament is going to be going. I really am. I got a whole lot I want to say on that piece, but I'll leave some reservations on that. But I'm telling you, the season in which our church is and where it's going, man, I'm excited. And if he had not pulled me out of the space and had me to see through his eyes where New Testament was and where New Testament is, I mean, that's why when we were doing the video, he couldn't even pay attention for a minute because he was overwhelmed. I don't remember none of this.
Yeah.
Where did all of this come from? And I'm playing it cheap because I've been in it. I've been doing it. So I'm so busy working in the ministry, keeping the ministry going, that I ain't realized, man, the Lord has done some major stuff here.
It's
some
good.
major stuff at this church.
Yeah, it's good to see sometimes for somebody else to come into the ministry with fresh eyes, fresh spiritual eyes, and to encourage. It encourages you that you know it's not as bad as what you think. You're doing pretty good, and I love for him to get that encouraging word because it helps.
Yeah,
it puts a peps in your step.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when someone's seasonal.
Especially somebody seasoned, but when you getting the encouragement from your people,
oh
that's the difference as well. It helps you to go on a little bit further. It helps heal some of the hurt that was that you could be coming off of.
And you know, and I know you're getting ready to go, but let me tell you about the hurt. Sometimes you got to know when to let it go, and you got to let God heal you. So it's like Bishop said, so you won't get on the pulpit and bleed. You gotta, like we tell the people, give it to God, and time heals, but you gotta let it go. That's the wisdom.
Yeah. So right there, man, we're gonna shut it right down.
Okay.
We're gonna shut it down right there. Good gracious. But what I wanted to say was New Testament, and I'm speaking to our people. Listen. You heard it from your leader, you heard it from your bishop. The encouragement goes a long way, especially when your leader is always trying to find ways to better himself, but to better his people, to better God's people, the sheep that God has entrusted him with. So listen, this is the 23rd pastoral anniversary we are celebrating this month. Encouragement. That's all you got to do. If it's anything you want to do for Bishop, blessings. But support and encouragement goes a long way for Bishop and for Elder. For Bishop and for Elder. Yeah. Go ahead, please.
For me, Elder Gerard, when I see my sheep, I need y'all to hear my heart. When I see the sheep that gets me out the bed every Sunday at 5:30 to come to the church to preach to them, when I see them show up to show me love, I don't care if you ain't got no money. It's just your face, being in the place. That does more for me than they could even know. And I'm getting better though, because I had this conversation with Bishop Ellis. I'm getting better because he says Satan will use stuff like that to get into your mind, because you always looking for the ones that don't come support you. He says, take the girl to the dance that's going with you. If the rest of them won't come to the dance, the one that said I'll go to the dance, you dance with that one. So whoever show up, I'm gonna dance with them. I love y'all though. Hold on, we dance with everybody.
Listen, Bishop is dancing with us, and we're gonna stay in tandem with you, man. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you, Bishop, Elder, for being able to take this time. I know you're tired, so we're gonna wrap it right here, y'all. I thank y'all for taking this time to tune in, to listen to this whole entire interview. It was good. Stay tuned. We may have part 2 on the way, but for right now, we love y'all. We love y'all. From the people. We love y'all. All right. In that New Testament, we always say, we change our hearts by what?
Keeping it real.
All right.